I don't know.
You're happy and you know it.
I'm happy that I'm not.
You don't smell happy. First thing I said, you smell like weed. I was like, okay. You're welcome. It's kind of fun walking in there with purpose and right back out. I was like, hello and goodbye.
Right.
I like the hello goodbye there. I don't need to be in there any longer than I have to be.
Were you donating the mower for the Santa thing?
I'm a noble guy.
Noble.
Bought it for my mom a month before I found out she had bone cancer, so she couldn't mow the lawn anymore. It was self-propelled, though, just to help her propel herself. Is that really loud on the mic?
Yeah. Cheers and welcome to From Behind the Barcast, the podcast for bartending, service industry, drinking in general. I'm Paxton Eugene. We have Clint, the meniscus Moses over there. And as always, Sunset Kelly on the ones and
Here to get another nickname we don't say on the air.
Yeah. Son Chip Kelly over
After
there.
week.
If you were wondering.
It's my alias.
Yes.
If I leave the country,
You got arrested, your AKAs would just be a list longer than Santa's nutsack.
They're like, so what is this? All right.
Speaking of things
I
that
was
are-
going to check. We had a topic to open with, but God damn.
What? You can't say that.
No.
Santa
it's-
carries a sack.
No, it's fine, but where's the segue? Do you talk about money in front of your other?
Merry Christmas. Don't talk about money and in the back of the house. Okay, it's kind of it's gauche to talk about money in general. People that you don't know them very well, but walking in a kitchen when you're at work and going, I just got $150 tip on that table. You're telling the dishwasher who's making maybe 130 that night. Haha.
Maybe. Yeah.
And you're just it's rude. You don't need to do it. I constantly tell you like outside of it. Like what? I'm like they don't. We're making definitely more money per hour than they are.
Right.
And they don't need to hear that. It's just not. Nothing good will come of it. You know, it can only do harm.
And what's the flex for? You know,
They're just not thinking.
they're right because there's a few people at work that I will talk about money to about money, and it's
Yeah.
like, how did you do? Because this is how I did, but it's never prompted like, what'd you make?
Yeah.
I want to know.
Now every now and then, like somebody will have a table, and I'm like, all right, how'd they treat you?
That's understood, but
Good
that's
or bad, you know.
But that's between front of house and front of house.
And I keep it between me and the person pretty much, you know. And I don't ask a lot of people about that. There's some people I just don't talk about money with, and you know, I work with some good friends. I don't mind discussing it with them, but there's some people that I'm like, how'd you do tonight? Good.
But you want to make a kitchen not do things for you when you need it?
Tell them that you're making.
Tell them how much more
triple
money you're
them
making.
that night.
Now the thing is, if you're like, you know, certain positions in the kitchen over the week, it probably evens out because they have 5 shifts a week and the servers might have 4 or whatever, you know.
But you're killing them hourly.
Right, killing them hourly, but you know, probably evens out in the wash, I would think. But it is just in poor taste
To
to have any inkling that you're making more than someone else, and then to present that in front of them.
Yeah. Are you having that bounce in your ears too? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, don't do it. And it sets a bad mood. Even if I'm friends with somebody in the kitchen, I don't want to tell them anything.
Well, yeah, and it's like, well, I want to make the kitchen feel like I'm on their side and we are colleagues, so that when I'm like, hey, I need extra of this.
we're in this together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all in this boat together.
Do you guys discuss?
It's more like just how'd your night go,
Yeah.
and that's usually between just me and Ron.
Yeah, you and the boss, you
Yeah.
and the owner, yeah. And he's probably not like, how much did you make? But like, was it a good night?
Right.
Even Ron took me home the other night. Ron is a breezy driver down here on Tybee.
Owner, proprietor.
So he
First mate.
he took me home, and he goes, man, it's been pretty tough to like. He sort of, you know, offered.
Yeah.
But I didn't go, well, how much have you made so far? You know, that's just, we just both commiserated on, yeah, I didn't do well either because.
Yeah. Well, poos is usually a vector with how breezy goes some nights, you know. So it's kind of interesting if you guys are slow.
Yeah.
Our night can be slow.
Right.
If you guys are solid,
Yeah.
our nights are slow.
And you guys are like the breezy gazette too, because you'll be like, you'll drop someone off at Huckapoo's and people will be like, how's it everywhere else? And you're like, this is
Yeah.
the only place anyone.
Yeah.
This is where everybody's at.
This
They're
is
not
where
anywhere
everyone
else.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's, you know, but that helps everybody.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. We spread, and I was telling some new customers the other night, I was like, and I've told this, it's a tale as old as time, but it's like, if you're cool, I send you to the cool places. If you're not cool, I send you to the not cool places.
Right.
And it sucks to be in the not cool places.
Well,
it is a nice,
what's a cool place?
a nice cool
if
place.
I know what this segue is.
It's going to be Côte de Languedoc, which is where this sparkling wine is from. We're drinking Gerard Bertrand
Languedoc.
Tomate de Limon.
Languedoc. Did you say that?
Yes.
Do you know what he's referencing? What I think he's referencing? That's who makes Trey's guitars for the band Fish. But please go ahead.
That's a city in France. It's much older than this man is. Much.
They're called Languedoc guitars. That's all I
much
know.
older. Anyway, it's a 2020 Brut Rosé. It's 60% Chardonnay.
So when I said it was brewed early, I was right about the taste.
Correct. It's 60% Chardonnay,
Level 1 song.
25% Chenin Blanc, and 15% Pinot. So it's a lot lighter than you get when, the color is very, very pale.
I didn't know that you could blend and make it bubbly.
So that's what most bubbles are with the rain Burgundy. So Burgundy wines, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier, and then making it a Cremant is bringing wines from outside of the Champagne region, which is the Chenin Blanc. And so you can blend all three. You can blend 5 or 6 grapes to make sparkling wine. So
And it's okay. You're not
a
going to
Blanc
get
de Blanc
shot.
is going to be like all white wine, but it doesn't have to be all Chardonnay. And a Blanc de Noir is like half rosé or half Pinot, half Chardonnay in the Burgundy grapes. So, but it's nice. It's a good flavor.
It's a good flavor. It's super crisp and bubbly. And if there's something I prefer in my bubbly wines, it's bubbles.
Crisp and bubbles. Yeah, I was just going to say here's the region it's in, but this map is completely in French, so hey, it's right over here.
For those of you, are we going for that? Look at you.
Right over there in this region right here.
If you want to see, open your Spotify. Right now.
Computer does that right there. That's where this wine's from. If you ever want to go to France and you can read a map, there it is.
So is that in the northern part or the southern part of France?
It's in like the middle region of France, like on the coast.
Just like a couple of states I'm thinking about that we talked about last week.
Virginia?
It's
not just for lovers, it's also for southerners.
Apparently so.
Maybe. We got good, we got a lot more it's not than it is in the
So
South.
yeah, Kelly doesn't know about this yet, but there was a huge response about
quite a
our
big response.
conversation.
Nice.
Yeah.
And those that are like, it's not in the South, weren't as steadfast as those who were like, it's in the South.
Okay, so were there facts and evidence for this for the pro-Southers?
Shout out to no, that was just like no. No, it's not. But shout out to Josh Jurgensen, one-time guest, long-time listener, long-time friend. He moved to Northern Virginia in 2010 from Savannah. So he said it's not really the real South, but it is, littered with battlefields of the Civil War, which is a good point. He's like, it's nice to be, he's like, you're in the South when you're 500 miles away from the war. We didn't, you can't choose your geography back then. You live where you live. But things got kind of heated down here as well. Sherman.
Heated.
Literally. Like a kind
Literally.
of fire.
Yeah, there might have been a big fire.
But he said, sure, your dank fried chicken up here is more likely to be Korean than Southern soul food. You have to specify sweet tea. I'd like to make a stand on this issue right here. If you've got to say sweet tea
Into the camera.
if someone says, I'll have a tea, you go sweet, right? You don't have to say give me a
Case
sweet
closed.
tea. Josh, you put the nail in your own northern coffin, you Yankee bastard.
Case closed.
You turncoat, carpetbagging bastard. You did it to yourself.
That's literally case closed.
And let's just go ahead and put another little screw in this coffin. Good luck finding grits that are worth a damn. Get out of here also.
And he's pro-South. He's pro-Virginia South.
Virginia is he lives up there, so he's he's been tainted. He's been carpetbagging, as they say. But he said there's faint whispers of true Southernness, but it's not like the slice of heaven we have down there. And then he said Northern Virginia it's really culturally owned thing. It should be a separate state from the rest of Virginia, which is vast and rural and beautiful. And then he said, according to some he had to bring up bluegrass. I don't know if it's helping you or hating you. Some of here that's a big fan of it. Virginia is one of the biggest places in the world for bluegrass, arguably more so than Kentucky. I'm just saying Kentucky would kick the shit out of Virginia.
I'm saying that, and they don't call Kentucky, I don't know, the bluegrass state for nothing.
Yeah. So, what are we going to say? Virginia? Not in the South.
Not in the South.
Sweet tea alone got you.
I think that was the nail in the coffin there, friends.
There was some other facts brought up to us that.
Yeah, please. We love our listener engagement.
Shout out to Jute. Jute said
we got a
depending
lot
on which border is being used. West Virginia is definitely West Virginia. If one of the borders being used as Civil War, then they were split internally. Then there's the Sweet Tea Belt and the actual border of the states as well. So, I think Go ahead, Kelly.
We about to Google Maps this thing.
I'm looking up the Sweet Tea Belt, and you know what you get? A sweat belt. But so, what do you think here?
What do I think the sweet tea belt is?
So, do you think Virginia's in the South?
No, Virginia is not. Virginia resides in the South, but it is not the South as we know it.
So here's some lines of demarcation, as they say. It's got it kind of like right through the middle. It's pretty close. And I'll have it for you here soon.
Okay,
you keep talking to me, great.
I mean, I don't know. I can't see your
there it
screen
is.
over
So
there.
much better now.
So, you can't see real good, but sweet tea locations. There's kind of a map right through the middle there where the sweet tea line is.
I can't see it.
Captain D locations. But the sweet tea line tends to be underneath Virginia. So there you go, guys.
There we go.
So
open your Spotify and look at the sweet tea belt if you're not on YouTube.
Jude and I came to this conclusion. While we're not letting Virginia in the South, we're also kicking a half of Florida out. Once you get past Gainesville,
I was
Florida
about to say the bottom half is out.
South Americans.
Yeah. Or it might as well be South America or New York. Yeah. It's where old people go to retire.
Cubans.
Yeah, and then it's Cubans and
Yeah.
Dominicans and
Puerto
whatever.
Ricans and which is America.
Thank you for bringing that up because I had a buddy, nearly friend and listener, longtime listener of the show, our buddy Kyle. Him got deported from Costa Rica because he had a passport that was at the end of its life. So he and his family are trying to go to Costa Rica. All his stuff's on the flight. My man has a fanny pack, flip-flops, shorts, and a T-shirt. Everything else, his family, his kid, they're all on their way to Costa Rica. He's in the deportation line because his passport is on its dying legs, and they thought that he had manipulated it. So for 72 hours, he's going from government building to government building.
In Savannah or Atlanta?
In Miami Beach, Florida.
With the gear you just described.
With the gear that I just described, a fanny pack, a flip-flop set, a T-shirt, and some shorts. So he's got to take multiple government meetings.
And he's just riding the bus around to do this?
Luckily, whatever guy that could actually pull the trigger and get him out of the country into Costa Rica happened to be like flying his family out or some shit that day. So he got the Magnolia Miracle last minute. I mean, he missed a couple of days in Costa Rica, obviously.
So he's just staying in hotels out of Miami?
Lucky he had some friends that he was able to stay with, but mostly he was doing a Tom Hanks and being in the terminal or going from government building to government building. And he's from Georgia, so Florida's, I can't imagine. And he didn't tell me the whole story because he was like, man, I've told this story 40 times. I'm like, don't tell me. I'll just make up the rest. That's fine. I mean, I'm going to embellish it.
Is that where he killed the hooker?
Yeah. He left that part out. That's why I'm going to embellish it anyway.
That's how he got his pass in the front.
But the minimum of what he told me, I was just like, because I've had a passport situation.
It sounds like he was in
before.
Virginia dealing with this shit to me.
I mean, so Southern Florida, not the South.
Virginia? Sorry, guys. Get your tea shit straight.
Yeah, I mean, do you need sweet tea or not sweet tea? That's the nail in the coffin.
Well, see, and I work at a restaurant that has sweet tea, but the last place I worked was French, so they did not have sweet tea, and we would say there's no sweet tea in France, or I would say that because there is not. But people were like, why not? We're in the South. I'm like, I don't know. Now people go, do you have sweet tea? I'm like, we'd have to shut our doors. We didn't have sweet tea, honey.
I guess, but I mean, yeah, if you're in Virginia and you go into
Church's Fried Chicken. If I go into a Church's Chicken and say, give me a large tea, that shit gonna come out sweeter than honey pie.
I better be chewing on it.
And it better be nice and moist.
It better be moist, which is apparently a very divisive word, but we knew this already. Moist was the first word that I'd ever heard that really divided people.
It wasn't like a strong cuss word. They didn't have the emphasis of the C word or the N word or the F word or the G word or the B word.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
We made it.
Write it down. Yep. How far did we get? 10?
I think we got 15.
Yep.
Yeah.
But a lot of ladies don't like when you say moist.
Well, I mean, if you say it like that, I just got the creeps. So let's talk
when
about
you say moist towelette.
So Kelly's driving the other night, and it is misty outside, and someone took You say moist.
I wouldn't say offense,
but it struck something.
yes, it struck a chord.
So what was your alternate word? I forgot what you said.
Squirt? No. It's real squirty outside.
I can't remember.
More on that. So Kelly, he said this to me
Very
before.
precipitous outside.
All right, so it's jarring when he says it, but it doesn't affect me like moist affects some people. Because I've been to many an event with Kelly, and he'll go, "I'll be right back. Got to go take a squirt."
Yep.
It's like squirt. Okay.
You just have diarrhea all the time.
If you're a dude, I mean, it's just what
You can say. The thing is, I don't have a word that offends me at all. There's not a single word someone says, and I'm like, hey. I mean, I don't like. Okay, well, hold on. There's not a word that makes me feel like when they say
tingles
it.
up your spine.
There's words I don't like to hear that
Sure.
everybody doesn't like to hear. That they don't, except for like trashy people. But
Right.
There's words that don't make me go, oh.
What about like What about like box? Let me get some.
They get some of that moist box of brownies. Because brownie boxes say moist on them.
Oh, they do.
Let me ask you, ladies and other fairy gentlemen that don't like the word moist. If you don't like the word moist, do you avoid buying desserts that have the word moist on the package?
Because every Duncan Hines, I believe, says the moistest.
I wonder if they've demoisturized over the years due to this stigma of the word moist. Because I guarantee you 50 years ago, no one was like, ooh, moist.
We're going to have to do a moist count instead of an F count.
You started this.
You started it.
You got me lubricated.
You got me moist.
Kelly did it.
You started it.
It was Kelly.
It was Kelly, wasn't it?
Oh, but there's other like cunt is a word people don't like to hear a lot, and I get that it's pretty abrasive.
It's pretty abrasive, but we talked about it with shout out Billy Morton, new Patreon subscriber.
Yeah,
we talked about it. Cunt in England, that's it's just everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you bleeding cunt.
Yeah. I mean, a cigarette's referred to as.
There's a fact. And the thing is, props to gay people. They took back that word, just like black people took back the N word. They took back faggot. It's their word now. They have fun with it.
Exactly.
And it's like cunt. Oh, what up, faggot?
So
also a shout out to a new Patreon listener while we're here, Blake Vogler.
Oh, I love Blake. Yeah.
Thank you, Blake.
Blake and Chris. Yeah, they do their rounds at campgrounds and stuff. They do like.
Campground rounds?
Yeah. So they'll work at a campground for like 3 months at the time. They travel the country doing that shit. It's pretty awesome, yeah.
Right on.
So shout out him.
That's pretty cool.
Also shout out another one of our Patreon subscribers and listeners, Jim and Jeannie Glass. Each year they bring everyone at Huckapoo's a Christmas card with some cashola inside of it.
Nice.
So that's pretty nice. Speaking of words,
Shout out to Boogie.
Shout out to Boogie.
We gave you a little personal shout out last week, but we got you right here, baby.
Yeah, we got you right here, Boogie. Speaking of words and words happening on devices, the iPhone just updated. Mine did, at least, to George Kelly.
Yes.
All right.
I don't give a shit.
I understand, but your phone updated too, and you've had problems.
I got used to it.
Okay. Well, I'm sort of used to it now. All right. Never
it moved button. Like one of the core 3 buttons is Wi-Fi, phone sound on and off, and then the Bluetooth button. They switched Bluetooth and sound button for whatever damn reason. And so just, it's a very minor problem. I've grown accustomed to it.
What about your font? Don't you need like a 50 font to read your...
Huh?
I know you can hear. I just know you can't see.
I can see just fine. I just can't see far over there.
So mine updated, and now instead of just auto-fill the word...
It's giving you suggestions for sentences, like Gmail
it
does.
wants to auto-fill sentences, right?
Like Gmail. You can probably turn that off.
But then it's added a word that I've never used in my fucking life for this use case. I typed in NO, which is no for you non-Americans, and it wanted to suggest cap behind it, like a 42-year-old ginger man would say, no cap. Kelly, you were looking very confused, just like I was.
Yeah.
Cap means lying to the kids.
Okay. Oh.
If you're capping...
Santa Claus's cap.
Yeah, if you're capping, you're no longer shooting someone. You are lying.
Oh.
So I hit NO and it put cap in there. I was like, I told Clint that, and he goes, maybe your phone just knows you be lying all the time.
I'm not saying it does.
And I was like, you're not wrong. I don't know. But is that where we've gone? Where it's like whatever the newest vernacular is?
That's what's wild to me. It's slang, and the phone's like, hey, about this.
Yeah.
See, when I talk to my text, which I'm so sorry whoever has listened to those, whatever machine has to decipher this god-awful speech, because I'll talk to text and it gets everything, and I'm like, yes, look at you. You're zooming today, baby.
Is that how you know you're having a good speech day, when your phone actually understands you?
Except for one word, cuz.
C-U-Z?
C-U-Z all the time. I don't type C-U-Z ever. If I'm typing it out, I type C-A-U, like cause, because, but I guess it just doesn't like that buh, so I just get the cuz.
Yeah, okay.
I say cuz sometimes, I guess, but I usually reference to my cousins.
Anytime I type C-U-Z, it wants to do something
They don't
different.
say cuz in Virginia because it's not the South.
So if they said cuz in Virginia, it would be the South. But guess what? They don't say in Virginia.
Maryland's in the South. We'll take Maryland.
What is this, the South draft?
We'll take California. Texas. All right, we're in. Texas, the South.
Texas is the South. It's just a different type of South.
It's its own entity.
Yeah, it's its own entity, but it's a Southern entity.
It's a Southern entity.
Yeah.
You what else? Just a Southern entity.
What's that?
Nice super move from a bartender friend. You're at a bar. There's a drunk guy. He's obnoxious. He's gone from where he was yelling to his group of friends so loud that everybody can hear him, that he wants to make sure everybody can hear him over there, so he walks over there and talks to strangers.
Never been in that situation.
And your friend, who's the bartender, may think you might want to smack this guy because you got a rusting bitch face. I don't know who that could be.
Yeah.
And this guy gets up and walks over behind me and two other people, past us, to my buddy and a stranger, and goes, hands on shoulders, blah, 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 blah. And I look at the bartender, shout out to Colin from the Crowbar, and Colin gave me this the slight, like the slight head nod, like don't, like not like I was gonna hurt him, but I was gonna like either A, smack him maybe, B, hurt his feelings,
Yeah.
or C, just fuck with him. And so I decided not to do any. I wasn't doing any of those things. I was stoned and chilling, but I was like,
Was it the special needs nod? Like, no, he won't understand.
he's special needs right now.
Yeah.
It's the drunken need. I mean, I could tell like he was to the point when I had to speak to him earlier, like an hour before, where he was only taking 20% of what you said in and was spitting back 150% of what he wanted to say. Regardless of what you said, he already had what he was going to say planned. And so, but it was such a nice little, I'm like, oh, okay.
So I've been the bartender where a person who is being quite annoying is starting to annoy someone.
He skipped me, though. I think the guy could feel my vibe.
Yeah.
He went around me to the next, like it was him, girl, me, my buddy Brian, and another guy. He went around me to Brian, another guy.
So I'll do two things. One, if it's a really close friend of mine and I want them to feel some pain, I'll just let it happen.
So 90% of the time, that's what you do. Okay.
I'll let it happen. But then there's some people who I know that just can't, that their time will be completely ruined. Like if it's you, your time won't be ruined. You'll just be like, oh, this is content. This guy's an idiot.
Yeah. I mean, I look back and I looked at Colin and I was like, "What do you think, I was going to twist his nipple or something?" And I was like, "You guys got big nipples, dude."
But then there's some people where I will help them and I'll go, hey man, did you hear they're giving free 8-balls down the road? And I'll just try and like walk them
Half
away.
the bar leaves.
Yeah. I'll just try and walk them away somehow. And I've done it.
And this guy, the thing is, he was with another guy who was on crutches, and my buddy goes, "That guy over there is trouble." I'm like, "The guy on crutches?" He goes, "Yeah, he's always trying to start shit." I'm like, "Well, he won't be hard to deal with today." Bye. No longer trouble. And then I didn't hear a peep out of this guy. His big, goofy, oafish friend was making all the noise instead.
So at the football game last week, when V's kids slipped, is he okay this week?
Yeah.
No concussion or anything?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
Because we laughed heartily about that.
Yes.
And I would have felt bad.
Yeah. Shout out to V. I love you, man.
I would have felt bad.
Yeah. I mean, for a little while. He's young. He'll heal.
I love a good slip and fall.
I mean, who doesn't?
I mean, the thing is, as long as the person's not hurt, or if they are hurt and they deserve to get hurt when they slip and fall, that's fine too. The backstairs and Huckapoos have taken many a person's pride down with them in their fall. And my favorites, I'm at the volunteers, watch your step. It's going to be slippery.
Yeah.
And they're like, I got this. And then they don't. Well, we told the story about John Girl one time. My favorite, probably like top 3 Huckapoo stairs falls. It's a Sunday afternoon, 5:30. It's a spring day. It's beautiful outside. John's so scrawny, he's got on too many clothes, as he does. He's got on like a hoodie. It's nice. Everyone's wearing shorts and
Scarf.
t-shirt. Yeah, pretty much. A sliding scarf. He is fucked up. But he's got food. He's finally going to eat. And he's got a pizza. And he gets to the stairs. I'm like, hey, are you all right? He goes, I'm fine. And then he proceeds to plank on top of the pizza box, completely flat, and with the horizontal with the ground, and slide down on
was
the
a
railing.
sled.
But it was just on his chest. And he slid and he bounced on the pizza thing. It goes, rocks get all in there. He picks up the box, kind of slicks it out sideways. And I'm like, oh, let's get you another slice, man. He's like, I'm fine. And he proceeds to like open it like he's going to take a bite. I'm like, don't eat that.
Don't eat a rock.
Don't eat a rock. So he goes, it's fine. And he gets in the car, goes home, puts it in his fridge. Did not eat it, thank God.
Oh, I thought you meant woke up the next day like, ooh, I'm starving.
Man, this
Crunch.
pizza is
and
crunch.
molar.
Half my teeth are missing.
Yeah, goodbye molar.
Also, why do I have pizza sauce on my chest?
Speaking of beat up struggle meals, will you tell the good folks at home what you concocted right before the show?
You've heard of low country food. I had po country food today. Now, what I took was some like nicer white Parmesan, cheddar,
Cracker
macaroni
Barrel
and cheese.
brand?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I microwaved that. I also had another bag with some bird's eye frozen peas and mushrooms, also in the industrial microwave. And then I took those ingredients, I mixed them together with a little bit of pepper, and I put them in slices of Lando, whatever, the cheap ass ham that comes in like a 1 pound bag or 3 pound bag. It's on sale today. I bought this half off, like whatever.
Land a ham.
I wanted chicken, but someone took all. There's literally 4 rows of meats. The only one completely gone is chicken. Someone just was like, I'd eat all the chicken.
Was this Publix?
Yep.
Was it buy one, get one free?
Goddamn right it was. Everything I purchased was BOGO, baby. Everything I purchased was BOGO. And so I took the mixed macaroni and cheese, the peas and mushrooms, and put them in the little ham slices like tacos, doubled up, like corn tortillas, and made
as you do
2 slices of ham and made little tacos. And I tell you what, it was po. It was po country.
It was Po. You will see it on our Instagram stories.
But it wasn't that bad.
I mean, yeah.
It wasn't great. Chicken would have been better.
Sure.
Chopped chicken would be better, and fresh vegetables. But you know what? Hey, man, sometimes you don't feel like cooking. I cook a lot, and I didn't want to cook. I had a weekend. Okay, I had a good time. I ate well, but not overly well. Had steaks on Friday. Pho on Saturday.
I love cooking for myself, and I love eating well.
Geneva's fried chicken yesterday.
But there's some days where you just go to the place you work and get 2 free slices of pizza, which I did today. I mean, there's there's 2 types of struggle food. One, you ain't got no money, or 2, you're struggling to do anything. So you're just like, I don't have to do much work.
No, that's why I love rice. Rice is my go-to. You just rice and chicken stock, mix in other crap, and it's food.
Oh, so I came to pick up that chicken and rice from your house the other day, right?
How was it?
It was great. I was bringing it home, and now this is my fault that I didn't seal it very well. So I pick it up to get it out of the car, and I was like, oh, it feels a little greasy on the outside of the bag, even though it was in a Ziploc bag within a Kroger bag or, just a grocery bag.
Yeah.
I bring it inside, eat it, whatever. The next day, my roommate comes home, and he goes, hey, will you give me a ride to so-and-so? He opens the door. He goes, Pete, who got sick in your car? I didn't realize that it had spilled over down the side of the seat.
So there was chicken and rice down the side of your seat?
Right down the side of my seat, but there's one whole carrot. I was like, if someone had thrown up a whole carrot.
Yeah, you'd be terrified.
I'd be like,
a whole carrot?
But it was funny because I wanted to be like, seriously, I didn't have anyone throwing up in my car, roommate.
Well, when I got the chili from Clint last week, I held it in my hand the entire ride home. Even though I knew it was sealed. I knew it.
You can spill chicken and rice, bro, but you cannot spill chili.
But I held it. Yeah, it's only a short, like, 1.5 miles from here to my place. But I held it in my hand the entire time.
Like by your head too.
Yes.
So somebody rides by and you're like, "Sup, chili."
Yeah, and it was delicious. It was delicious.
I went to the local market today. I don't know if you saw this on my story, but apparently Martin Shkreli has bought the local IGA down here on Tybee. Do you know who Martin Shkreli is?
Oh.
Yes, I do. But,
okay, he's the guy
the owner of a Wu-Tang album he can't release.
Yeah, right. Martin Shkreli, he bought some pharma company, and he made what was
Farmer
it?
Bro. They called him Farmer Bro.
They called him Farmer Bro. He made AIDS medicine like 2,000 times more
and
expensive than it was.
He's a complete douchebag.
That guy?
Yeah,
that guy.
Well, I'm making a joke that he bought it because they're trying to sell me 3 avocados for $10.
$10.
It's on my story. It was an 3 anemic little avocados in
$10
in a bag for $9.59.
Jesus.
What did you laugh at them?
Yes, I go. What? Is there fucking Whole Foods here?
I would have ripped open the bag, taken an avocado to the counter, typed in whatever the avocado is, and the damn checkout screen, and walked.
I was paying with cash today, or I would have. They don't take cash at the self checkout, unfortunately.
No.
Not like Kroger does. Kroger sucks that 20 in.
Ooh, it's nice and just
It's
good moist.
moist.
God, this
Just like the second half of this podcast will be.
Hey guys, Paxton here. I hope you're enjoying the show. And if you are, there's a few simple things that you can do that will really help us out. Number one, whether you listen on Spotify, Apple, Google, or wherever, you can drop us a rating and a review if you haven't already. Positive or negative, we'd love to hear from you. And the more ratings and reviews that we receive, the more we'll be put in front of new audiences. Also, if you listen on Spotify, you can easily share episodes to your Instagram stories. If you watch us on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. You might not be. And finally, why not shoot us an email with any service industry or just general stories that you'd like us to share? We always love hearing from you, and we love using your stuff. The email is FromBehindTheBarcast@gmail.com. Can't wait to hear from you, and enjoy the second half of the show.
So right before we got on the air again, Kelly says, give me 1 second, got to take a quick squirt. And it affected Clint.
Yeah.
So it didn't before.
It didn't. It just kind of it squirted me the wrong way. It didn't
Power of
make me.
suggestion.
The power of suggestion, sir. The power of suggestion compels you. All right, we've switched to a different wine.
Yes, we are now drinking more Burgundy. Pinot Noir from Bread and Butter Napa, California. Guess why I bought this wine at Publix today?
I wonder.
BOGO! And it tastes like BOGO wine. It's not great. It's not, it's not terrible.
Whoa, I love this.
It's very, very fruity. It's very
so
sugary.
fruity.
It's sweet.
I love this.
I knew you would, you sweet bastard.
Normally I'm sweet enough, but I love this.
Sometimes you're sweet enough, and sometimes...
Sometimes you make it into the Clint News of the Week.
Brought to you by the Tybee Island Police Department blog, which during the summer littered with stories, 3 to 4 a day. But now, this time of year, we got one Monday, one Wednesday, I think 2 on Saturday. So Saturday, booming. Saturday was a big day for somebody.
It was moist outside.
Yeah, it was. Something happened that day. I don't know what it was. My parents fucked 42 years and 9 months before that day. Weird how many people in Savannah or just in the Georgia area are born in December, November, January. It's like something in March provokes people to bone a lot.
Oh, yeah, I get it. What's the New Year's baby? Is that like October or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We did September.
Yeah.
A lot of September births. And then you get the July, August from all the Valentine's Day boning. Probably the most regretted kids. All right, New Year's sex. I don't know. New Year's sex could be pretty risque.
Yeah.
But St. Patrick's Day, baby. Where was I conceived?
Talk about a squirt.
You were a squirt in a porta potty. So speaking of squirting away, on Saturday night, December 16th, 2023, officers responded to the area of Jones Avenue to a motor vehicle crash. As they arrived, a man suddenly fled the scene on his electric bicycle. As he did so, the occupants of the other vehicle began to yell for him to come back. He was the one that hit them. He got in his patrol vehicle and pursued the electric bike with his lights and sirens activated. After making his way to Highway 8, the suspect on the bike ran a red light, turned into oncoming traffic in an effort to escape. Officers continued to follow until the chain on his bike broke, bringing a sudden end to the pursuit.
Foiled by the chain again.
On an electric bike, dude, that's how terrible is that? But he got placed under arrest with following too closely, hit and run, headlight requirements, failure to obey a traffic control device, driving on the wrong side of the road, traffic laws apply to bicycles, and fleeing and attempting to elude. Cannot believe DUI is not in that.
Oh. Meth UI, maybe.
I mean, maybe he'd gotten away to just Scooby-Dooed that bike out of there.
So, a high-speed chase on an electric bike. We getting 25 miles
I know what
MPH?
the cop's having to use his brake to slow down to keep up with the guy.
When you said he gets in his patrol car, turns on lights and sirens, and then pedals the car
Yeah.
to keep up
He
with
walked
it.
after him. Stop. It's like next to the guy, like, please stop.
It's like Friday the 13th, Jason Voorhees. He
Yeah,
just
like
walked.
you put it in drive with like 4 miles an hour.
Yeah, if
without
it's
gas.
just in drive without gassing it, your idle speed.
Yeah. Hey, I got him in first gear. Also, Saturday night, just for hilarity, officers were called to the scene of a man screaming profanity and hitting signs. When the cops approached, the man flicked off the cops, and the cops decided he matched the description of the suspect as he's banging on street signs and said, "I'm just letting out some stress. You should thank me that I'm hitting street signs and not hitting people."
I mean, it's a good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
The cop told him to go home. He said, "I stay around the corner," and the man was like, "All right." And then when he walked away, got back on that cussing escalator, just started cussing at the cop. The cop was like, "All right, you idiot."
Kelly,
I think it's worse. It's fun to watch someone go. The cops go, "Look,
if you shut the fuck up,
shut up and go away.
Go away.
I'll get. Don't let that one slip. I'll let you go." And people were like, "Oh yeah, no, I want to go."
Oh no, hell no. Kelly has picked up, as a breezy driver, you've picked up people from the police station before.
Oh, absolutely.
And they don't want to leave if it seems like
It's odd. You don't want to go to jail, but you don't want to get out, apparently.
Even when the cops call us directly to let them off the hook, it's amazing how people just won't relent. It's like, you really want to go to jail. They're like, no, we're trying to give you a free pass, free ride, take you wherever you're going.
Yeah, because when the cops call you guys, that's pretty much guaranteed. Like, all right, we're not getting paid for this, but we're doing. Hey, we're scratching each other's back.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, people,
Now you don't have to have a defroster in your car.
they just won't let go sometimes.
I swear to God, man.
It's like when someone's getting thrown out of a bar and they just don't want to go. It's like, look, it's over. You're not going to get any more drinks. And they're like, no.
What do you want to do here if you're not getting more drinks?
I've thankfully
Like
only
Santa
been
Claus pissing
I've been
in the
thrown out
corner.
of Huckapoos once.
Yeah, by Eric, the
And
owner.
well, I was gently asked to go. I was wasted. I needed to go. And so I was walked out the back door and I left. And I did a lap and I came back around and I came back in the side door. I came out the front steps first time. I kind of crept over the bar and sat down. And like, I'm there for 15 minutes. And to the point where I'm like, no one sees me. And then Eric walked out of the kitchen and was like, hey man, are we doing this? And I was like, oh yeah, you're right. I forgot. So I leave.
I went and did a 5K really quick. I'm not good
I
now.
leave. I think I walked to your house across the street, sat in the hammock for 20 minutes and was like, it's been a day and a half. And I walked right back to the bar, sat right at the last seat of the outside of the dugout bar. I didn't like meek as I've ever been in my whole life.
Or did you try and order anything or anything?
No, just happy to be there.
Water?
Yeah, I think I did get a water. And Eric came out and he sat down next to me. He goes, come on, please. Like he wasn't even mean to me, but he's like, dude, look,
You can't be serious right now.
He's like, just go home, man.
He's back on the
And he's like,
fucking escalator.
he's going to give me a ride home because I want to get a walk back from my house, which is 2 miles away.
Did you shoot him the bird? I'm out of here.
Eric can throw me. It's like Eric can throw me out of anything. He can throw me out of the hospital. My wife's giving birth. I'd be like, oh yeah, I gotta go. But I'd be nice to me. It's just Eric. He's gonna be nice to me about it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ruffle too many feathers there. One of my friends, Justin, one time walked home from my Huckapoos to my mom's house, which is about a 2 mile walk. And when you're walking like a zigzag, it's like a 3 mile walk.
Yeah.
And bruh, 2 hours. 2 hours.
Wow.
2 hours. I've walked home in about 30 minutes.
That's the longest 5K I've ever heard of.
Yeah. Well, it was at the drunk K, so you're getting down in there. And
Eric kicked this one douchebag out, and this guy's a notorious douchebag.
oh,
Eric,
yeah. Oh.
So Eric had to literally like collar hold, drag him,
Jackie
all the way,
Jeff him out of the bar.
all the way to the road, right?
Wow.
And this is like the day. This is in the day.
I mean, maybe 4 o'clock. So Eric works in the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
So the douchebag, he tried to call the cops on Eric. He goes, this guy came out of the kitchen with cocaine all over his face
Oh, yeah.
and kicked me out because they're in the pizza kitchen. And there's a lot of
Dough. But not the fast dough, the slow dough.
yeah. And if you know Eric at all, I don't think the guy's back there ripping Tony Montana rails with it all over
In the
his
middle of
face.
the day.
In the middle of
Let's
the-
go.
Who's ready to get kicked out?
But I didn't wasn't there didn't somebody get hockey shirted in this event? I think he spit on Eric.
Yeah, I think he spit on Eric.
And then he was like, I'm going to sue you and own this place.
Yeah.
He was notorious for suing. He was a notorious sewer. Not that Indian, but like he was like he had 5 lawsuits going with different bars at the time.
Yeah.
Jinx, the Sandbar, Huckapoos, insert whatever. And he was getting thrown out of places.
And it was always the bar's fault. It was never his fault.
because he was always getting beat up there because he had a big mouth. And he wasn't a small guy, but he just didn't know how to fight. I mean, he wanted to fight me, Gil, and Terry. Back to back, bare knuckle boxing at the Jinx one night. It was like, I'll do 2-minute rounds with you guys, back to back. And I was like, you're gonna lose the first, second, and third fight, and no matter what order we do this in.
Yeah, I don't think you're making it out of the round.
No,
any of the rounds.
I'm probably Terry's the worst one of the 3, even though he's the smaller of the 3. Gil's gonna bite you or something. Yeah, I'm gonna be the most noble ass kicking you're gonna get in this because I'm gonna probably go easiest on you.
Noble ass kicking.
Yes, that could be his nickname. He's gotten better apparently, but he also
did he flick you the bird?
Remember he beat a guy with a golf club?
Yeah, he beat a guy with a golf club.
Yeah. Well,
Brick had a trident.
maybe we'll Patreon him a little bit.
Yeah, maybe one day. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I stabbed a guy with a trident.
We didn't discuss talking about this, but we did talk about this last night. So, tier list of hand signals, okay? Because we all give each other.
That's what that note means. Cool.
Oh, you got a note in there?
Do you want to go ahead and fill them in? Go ahead. Fill them in.
Yeah.
Give him a little last night background.
So last night, Clint and I were talking on the phone a little bit, doing our pre-podcast meeting, and last night I was the more sober one, which is not typical.
Leaps and bounds.
Which is not typical. So I remember a lot of it. But we got to where we were talking about.
I came home from the bar. It was like midnight, and I was like, I have to talk to Paxton. I've got to so I got eat. I ate. I drank, I don't know, 40 gallons of water, and took a cold shower. And which is, I'm in there like shaking. You're drunk. A cold shower doesn't seem like the best idea because like it seems good, but you're like it's cold outside. I'm like
cold outside, cold inside. It's cold shower.
Yeah.
So what we did was we removed the middle finger out of the equation.
Okay, yes, that's right.
It's
okay.
too old and classic, okay?
Yes.
So we want to pose to our audience when you think about what your most, top tier hand signals are. And mine, I think, and RIP JT, or the old outside bartender, it's the upside down okay.
Oh.
Which is, if you look at it, you get to punch the person that looks at it.
If it's below your waist.
If it's below your waist, it's an old game.
Okay.
Now, the only way that you can circumvent getting punched for doing this
is
is
get your
you can get your finger into it.
I have a statue of that, a bust of literally a hand bigger than my own from the wrist up, like a gauntlet, if you will, of the OK sign upside down, because it is a jewelry holder.
All that jewelry you wear.
All that jewelry. But when at Garibaldi's, we played that game to the point of having to have management meetings with them there and maybe two of the restaurants I worked at. I don't know. And so the staff bought me one for Christmas. For my birthday one year, they got me the bust of the hand. And so I had it weighs like 8 pounds. But I was like, where did this come from? And then like months later, I was in, I think, Mary Liz's jewelry shop and was like, oh, it's a jewelry holder. But it's a big ass hand. And we played that game. I think I talked about this before, but at Roost Chris Week, they sat us down and were like, look, Clint, we know you're behind this malarkey here. And I was like, maybe why? And they're like, look, we like the camaraderie. Everybody's getting along. Not in the dining room. I'm like, oh yeah, that's against the rules. Like, well, when you're not here. I'm like, well, what do you want me to do about that? I'm not the hand police.
Well, it's like Fight Club. They know he's Tyler Durden.
But I wouldn't own up to it. But it got out of control. We were trying to throw Demitas spoons through the circle across the room. That was like 5 punches. It was like they were all standing like a Mexican standoff. Like,
just saying Demitas spoons is not tough at all.
My favorite one. I've told this. I'm telling it again. Garibaldi's. We're carrying trays upstairs. I'm 30 years old. My knees are in way better shape. Butt's looking good. 6 plates on a tray. Come up top of the stairs. I kick the second to top step. I think I may only had 4 plates on there. Whatever. And I laid down with the circle. So I'm on the ground. So everyone the staff looks because like, oh my God, he's fallen. Circle. I get 3 servers and a customer.
Hall of Fame level.
And the customer goes, get me. And I was like, man, I can't hit you. He goes, I'm telling on you if you don't hit me. And so I drilled him. He's like, ow. And I was like, you're telling me, rat.
Can you guess what Clint's favorite hand signal is, Kelly? Because I already know.
No.
Yeah.
If you had any idea.
The thing is, 5 years ago, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
This.
Yeah. If you looked at Clint and I's text threads,
that's like
there's more of
Paisan.
this. Yeah, there's more of this emotion.
Shout out to Tommy DeVito for the Giants. The only Giant I'm ever going to give a shout out.
This is.
I mean, you've seen Tommy DeVito in the stands with his agent, right? His family's up there. He's the quarterback for the Giants. He's from Jersey. He's super Jersey Italian. He lives at home with his family because he was on like the practice squad. He was the third string quarterback. Got elevated, but they're in the stands when he scores. Like, they're kissing each other on the cheek and shit.
Chef's kiss.
Dude, his agent looks like a stereotypical Italian mafioso guy. Kelly,
saw that guy.
Kelly, it's great.
It's a lot of sandwich. Kelly, what would you say would be your most used hand signal?
For me personally?
For you personally.
Just a solid middle finger.
Oh, yeah. So you're the classic. You don't step into the realm.
I'm not a knuckle guy. I'm a.
Oh, full. Oh, so no knuckle.
Yeah.
Full.
Yep. And my dad, who passed away, God bless him and all that, one of my favorite things I ever got from him was a hand carved.
Out of wood?
Yes. It's right by my front door when you walk in.
It says "fuck you" every time I walk in the door.
Oh, look at this guy. Okay, here, I pulled up Tommy DeVito's agent.
Ready?
All right, buddy.
Oh, that's the guy.
Look at this guy. Look, bruh. Come on. He's got a consigliere in there.
Yeah. He's literally putting in a hit right there.
Yeah, they're in the stance like kiss each other. It's great. Yeah. So yeah, that's a big. So peace.
Peace up, A-Town down.
Peace up, A-Town down. That's one of my favorite hand signals. A-Town down. I'm at Braves games. I throw the A constantly. Brother Jules, any rapper from Atlanta concert? A's.
And what about, does every effing school do this, where when it's the fourth quarter, they all put up the 4? Because I know Georgia does it.
I mean, that's a football thing.
It's just a plain football thing.
Yeah,
it's like Zombie Nation, that song they play. Dun, dun, dun,
it was
dun,
before
dun.
that.
You know what you hear at every college football game now is Seven Nation Army. I think it's really easy for a band to play.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, guys, we get it.
All right, so we got
That and Fire.
the devil horns.
We got Devil Horns, Rock On, or Flip Them Over for Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Then you got Love.
Uh-huh.
Then you got the Shocker.
Yeah.
Well,
You get the shocker? Okay.
If it's an Humphrey show,
Oh, if it's an Humphrey show, what you do is you take your 2 pinkies like this and you put your fists together as such.
or you can.
That's just the Texas Longhorns.
Hook 'em.
So you got the shocker.
Your finger's gone.
You got
Now we know Clint's favorite hand signal is the tap on
the
the
shocker, the rocker, the spocker, and the showstopper. That's 3 in the stink.
I forgot. I didn't know we would have something prepared. I'm so glad that we brought this up.
I didn't either, but it came to me.
It's the quote of the week.
I asked for extra gyro meat. I opened the pizza box. There's so much damn gyro meat on there. I was like, I bet you it was a lady who looked like she had a lot of gyro meat as well. So does that bother you?
Where did that come from? I literally just thought I did a time lapse. I was like, did I miss something?
That wasn't in my notes.
You just mementoed me with the quote of the week sound, and I was like, huh? The car door slammed, and I was lost. You know what we need to slam the car door on?
What's that?
People advertising on the back. That too. People advertising on the back of cars for their wedding, their bachelor party, or
We haven't talked about this in a while.
shout out to Amanda, Lucy, Bagley.
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 For sending me this, and it's people on a podcast talking about this, but there's people that are just putting that shit in the back of their car and just driving around. They're not celebrating anything. They're just putting a Venmo on the back and just driving around to get free money.
It doesn't even say buy my mixtape.
Oh, it says, it's like decorated like with flowers and shit. It's our bachelorette party. It's so-and-so's birthday. But they're just driving around rich areas of towns where there's people with money to blow, and they're just getting money for free for nothing.
Virtual panhandling.
This is beyond the virtual pan. This is professionally virtually panhandling.
I didn't even think of that.
No. And don't you people do it?
That's the next level of the hustle. You could just leave it on there forever.
When you go on you go on a road trip, you just put something on the back of your windshield. You don't have to be going for that reason. Look, I thought about it just as a social experiment. Then I can't betraying myself.
I hate the player, don't hate the game.
You know what though? What if you wrote "Give me money for no reason" at Venmo?
I'm not going to blame you for that. Give me money because you saw this.
Give me money because you saw this. I don't have a kitschy idea or something, just something cute.
Or something like never getting married, never having a birthday.
Never having a birthday, nothing, just help me.
No, help me. It seems too charitable. Give me money for no reason.
Give me money for no reason. Venmo at money for no reason.
Damn.
Trademark.
DM.
I'm on the fence on this.
Oh, man.
I mean,
Kelly's going to show him next week back on the windshield.
On the back of the Breezy.
it was savvy.
On the back of the Breezy. At Breezy Broke.
Breezy's just fine. Don't worry about Breezy.
I want to shout out, this is a general shout, but my buddy Josh Miller, listener, friend, hey, person from our past would like your number. I don't like giving out phone numbers. Do you mind if I give him your number?
Homeboy move right there.
Bro, professional move right there.
Pro move.
And that's the way to do it. I mean, you got to be real confident to give someone else's phone number that you don't like. I mean, he and I aren't super tight. We're friends. We grew up together. But just to give out a phone number?
Bruh, I've gotten grief for not giving people someone's number that I knew because I was like, I have to text them first.
Yeah.
Oh, man, they know me. I don't care.
Yeah. If they say, oh, man, they know me,
yeah,
then you do the right thing. Like, it's different. Like, if you text me asking for somebody's phone number, I'm going to go, here, why?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Here's the number, but why?
Because I'm not asking you for, but,
you're not soliciting any kind of contact with any human being if you don't have to.
Exactly.
Unless it's got avocados for less than for $10.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, I do not sling phone numbers. But I get grief for it because I work at a bar. They're like, "Oh man, you know his number." I'm like, "Yeah, I do know his number."
Do people ask you because you got everybody's phone number?
Yeah.
People ask you people's number sometimes.
All the time.
You literally have every person's number on Tybee at least.
Yeah, at least Tabby. Yeah, absolutely.
And you
No.
Do not get that.
And even knowing their association, if I know it's bona fide, I still don't do it.
It's my daughter. I don't care.
Well, yeah. Well, I just mean like
If you've lost your phone,
it's like I know Ron, I know Martin, I know Cope or whatever. And like, well, if you know them,
you know their number.
Yeah.
Facebook them. I mean,
but I don't divulge it. That's not what we do at Breezy. Divulging information is not part of it.
Is there a price?
No. No.
Put a Venmo. I'll give you their number.
My conscience is worth way more.
See, if somebody's lost their phone, I'll call a person.
That's
for
different.
them.
Any number you want, $8 Venmo. Any number I got that you want Venmo. But you know who would give out numbers without accent?
Oh shit! It's the Karen of the week. It's the Karen of the week.
Mine's short, so I'll go first.
Oh shit!
I got him. Now I'm the Karen of the week. Karen of the week this week brought to you by, let's do David Smiley Art on Instagram. He makes our
Publix BOGO deals.
he makes our logos. This happens every year, and I tell people happy holidays whenever they tip me really well.
Yep.
And about 95% of them go, Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays or whatever back to me. There's not a problem. 5% say, what's wrong with saying Merry Christmas?
It's Merry Christmas.
Well, guess what? I'm not going to assume your pronouns, sir or madam. I don't know if you're a Christian.
You've got side locks, dude. Come on. You look a little dreidelish over there.
I don't give a shit. It's easy just to go Happy Holidays because it's already a holiday. I think Hanukkah's already started.
Hanukkah's already over.
Or maybe, yeah. Come on, man. Are we that much of a piece of shit culture now?
Yeah.
Where, yeah, there, Kelly's right.
Hey, topic over.
I'm not saying Happy Holidays because I'm like fucking woke. I'm so not woke. I don't give a shit.
That's not cap.
That's not it. There's no cap there. I don't give a shit.
So, I work in a much more sensitive industry than you, a version of the industry, where I have to be a little gentler. So I do say Happy Holidays.
Happy Holidays, yeah.
Or Merry Holidays. But here's the thing. I use this to my advantage because when I like a table and I get the 100% Christian Catholic vibe, I go, I mean Merry Christmas, but I can't say it. And I lean over and whisper, I mean Merry Christmas, but I can't say it. And the thing is, that gets a little.
Oh yeah.
They're like, oh, he's bucking the system.
Oh,
Tell me what he really thinks. He's a son of Jesus.
Oh, it gets them moist.
It does. It gets him going. It makes him squirt. And,
body of Christ, right there.
Yeah, woo, yeah. But that it's good. And the thing is, I'm willing to bet I have gotten probably I'd say $100 in the last 2 weeks extra in tips combined because of that. Because people, when I say it, when they got the thing in their hand, I go,
wait a minute, what thing?
You know, the squirting thing, the thing that makes me squirt, the tip button. But I'm like, Merry Christmas, and they're like, if I have yet to
not get the extra percent,
the top 2%.
You know what's really hypocritical about that though? Not from you, but from them.
Because my name is Moses.
So what you've done is you've essentially broken a law of God by saying Happy Holidays and then sneakily saying Merry Christmas to them because you're insubordinating your boss, right? Which is a sin in the Lord's eyes, if you didn't know. So they are rewarding you for sin whenever, you know. Like,
They only knew.
They only knew.
Now, some people, obviously, I just leave it be. Now, especially when I can tell they're not Christian. But there's people like Lewis, who celebrate Christmas with us every year. His first Christmas ever at 60-year-old Jewish man.
Yeah.
And remember, he got hammered on scotch.
Oh yeah.
He got lit. He was like getting help down the stairs at like 2:30 in the afternoon. He's like, I love Christmas. But you know what he says? And he is an obvious Jewish man.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to servers.
Oh, right.
When he can tell, he says it because he's comfortable in his religion.
Right. Yeah. And if you were to say Merry Christmas to them, he'd be like, yeah, Merry Christmas, whatever.
It's still a holiday.
It's just,
you can. If someone says Happy Hanukkah to me, I'm like, how dare you?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, I'm not offended by your celebration.
No, I don't care.
They don't throw things at me.
Yeah. I don't care. Do your thing.
Don't hit me with a yarmulke or a dreidel. I think a dreidel would hurt. Oh, a nutcracker. Somebody the other night, my friend was like, yeah, I've been sitting on the couch like Christmas and up, I've been eating some walnuts. And I was like, did you break out the old dude? And he was the straight up nutcracker.
The actual nutcracker.
She's like, oh, damn. I was like, come on. You only have a chance a few months out of the year, you know. So, Paxton, do you have anything to add on that topic?
No, that's it. Well, yes. So basically, I would like to say that I wish everyone a happy holiday, no matter what you do or don't believe in. All right, there we're back. Okay, there.
All right, it's Andre Agassi here. That's what I can only assume.
That is late 80s.
Is it very
yeah, that is late 80s, early 90s.
This is high
Andre
fashion. If you're on
Agassi.
Spotify, you got to check this out. You can't look. You can't pay to look this good. You would pay not to look this good is what you would do. And you know what else you would pay for? The end of the night table standoff. All right, you're at a restaurant. You're closing. There's 2 tables left, and they're not leaving until the other table does. And that table's not leaving until the other table does. So they're sitting there together. If it's just one table, often the guilt can be shown, but you can't be like, it's time to go. But they're still there. And when you got an all-white table and then you got a bunch of Indian gentlemen, can't apply that pressure either. Because then you look a little...
Yeah, it would be suspect if you were like showing favor over one table or the other.
Yeah. And so I'm
if they
trying
were
to...
all white, both tables, you
it'd be
wouldn't
all
care.
right.
Yeah.
But I'm like trying it's 9:50. We close at 9. I'm like, and the guys go, what time do you close? I'm like, we close at 9, but like, you know, people usually about 9:30, 9:45. He's like, okay, we'll be gone. And nah. And finally, I'm looking at the other table. It's a mom with three like, 20-year-old kids, and like, I'm leaning. I have nothing to do, so I'm leaning.
Are they drinking?
No, the guys have half a beer left. But I was like, to-go
so
cups?
they're not pounding drinks.
They're all closed out. I've got my money.
What?
My homeboy in the kitchen, who I give a ride home to, shout out to Kendall, he a fellow Cowboys fan. He's sitting at the bar, so I can see him. They can't see him. I can see him and them. And I'm sitting there leaning. So he and I are just exchanging looks, and I look at him. I look at them. I'm like, just as soon as they're gone, man, we're ready to go. Like, I'm saying this out loud for them to hear.
You're doing everything you can.
Yeah, I'm doing everything I can without apply. The lights have been turned up. The music's been turned down. I'm like, will you turn it off? He's like, I'm like, turn it off. He's like, I'll do it at 10. So I'm sitting there, and I make eye contact with the youngest of the children. She's like 22, 23, and I'm like, pleading eyes. See these hungry eyes? I want to go home.
Hungry eyes.
And she goes, oh, yeah, come on, y'all. And I'm like, sweet. Here we go. The exodus. The table standoff is over. They have left. The Indians and the Mexican standoff are still there. And they're going to stay on the escalator for a little while.
They stay on that past 10.
So at 10:05, it's now been 15 minutes. I'm like, hey, guys, we're going to have to wrap it up tonight. We're closing up. Everybody's gone. Kitchen's about to leave. We're going to close down out here. Okay, we're on the way out. 10 minutes goes by. Hey, guys, it's time to go. Yes, we are human and we will leave soon. I was like, did he say Cuban? He ain't Cuban. But maybe he said human. Okay. I was like, so I go to the kitchen. I'm like, this is what the guy said to me. The kitchen guys are like, what? I was like, he said he was human. So everybody in the kitchen goes and looks out the kitchen window at them, and they could see them.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, they look human to me. I'm like, of course.
So I wonder if the translation in their head was like, we are human. It's like, hey, we're just people. We know. We're just humans trying to have a good time.
Yeah, it's they're speaking English because one of them is not Indian. He might have been Cuban, I guess. But
Cuban,
so
whatever.
I finally get them up, and they go say, "Oh, so they're laughing about it." And I didn't hear the kitchen guy did. It was like my buddy was like, Kendall's like, I heard him talking. They thought it was funny that making you wait, and they were saying something about like, "Oh, he'll still get a good review." Like, don't yelp dangle me, you dirt turd. I know that my job will get mad about it, but I don't care. They still don't fire people for that shit. So that's not the Karen though. Here's the Karen of the situation. They walk out. We don't have time to secure the door before in comes Country Karen. And she is a lot. She's big. She's got a full beer spilling everywhere. Hey, we want to get a drink. No, the kitchen's closed. Bars been closed for an hour. We're done. The bartender Boom. He hits the elevator. He's out. And he didn't even hit the slow roll. He was just dragged down. He went down the shaft. And I'm like, there's not a bartender here. You have to go. She's like, we just want to get an auxiliary punch. And I'm like, ma'am, you can't. Auxiliary punch. She didn't even say the right word. And in comes Darren. He goes, well, I was going to get one. I'm like, guys, we are closed.
Literally.
Those people walking out, lots of people in here, we got just one drink. I'm like, sir, the bar's closed for an hour. We have no drinks. You also both have full drinks that you're emptying without drinking right now. You know what? Fuck you. Right in my face. I mean, like, inches from my face. By this time, manager, kitchen guy's now up. He's like, out. Can't get out of the restaurant. And the guy's like, oh, man, fuck you. And like, dude, why are you're getting asked to leave an establishment politely. You're not going to get the drink. Why are you fighting to stay here?
Why are you still fighting? So, and guess what? This place on River Street that you work at, you couldn't squirt in any direction and not hit another bar.
Actually, you can. But I'll tell you off the air because I'll give away too much.
Okay.
Well, there's a bar right next door, though. There is a bar, but it also closes, I think, at 10.
Oh, yeah.
But there's bars. There's places to go.
It's River Street in Savannah. There's a lot of bars.
And I was like, hey, go up. I was like, here's 3 different places you can go to go get a drink. You just can't get one here. This isn't the only bar in town. We're not the only show in town. Jesus Christ, though. I was kind of mad at those guys, and she came in. She was like, hold my goddamn beer. I mean, she was in the, like, I'm like, what are you doing, lady? Get your finger out of my face. Like, and I just walked away. As soon as somebody else got involved, I'm like, you know what? I don't need to get involved. I'm going to do something bad here, like drop kicker.
Yes, but the guys before, do you think did they already tip you well?
20.
Okay, that's good. But then they were trying to.
I think
Yelp.
you hit me 18 and I hit 20 when I walked away.
You think? And what did you say? Yelp dangle?
Yeah, Yelp dangle.
I like that.
Don't Yelp dangle me.
The old Yelp dangle. Yeah.
Well, it's been a good week. We're going to do
all right, here
we have a special presentation coming up.
And so the Patreon listeners will get it first, and then next week.
And then next Monday for Christmas, or maybe even we'll let you open your present early
maybe
of this podcast. But it'll be out, and we'll so we won't see you guys live and in person until next year.
Well, yeah. But you will hear us.
You'll hear us. You'll hear us. You might hear me anyways.
And I'll be at work. So will Clint.
Are we going to do a New Year's Day episode?
Oh, I don't know. We might have to put.
Here's the thing. I'll have the day off that week. That's not just Monday. I think it's going to be a while.
Yeah. Well, here's your. So
you can subscribe to the Patreon
if you want to hear the Christmas episode because we're about to
record
a bunch of
other
right
spicy
now.
stuff. So spicy I had to put aloe in my bidet.
Wait a minute. Wait.
I'm sorry. What was that?
That'll be for another Patreon another time. This Patreon has to be able to go. Yeah. So if you're a Patreon listener, you get the Christmas episode early. But if
it'll be a rare filmed Patreon.
So if you want to open your present early, you can. Or if you want to save it for Christmas Day, it's only going to be about 30 minutes, because we know you got stuff to do. But happy holidays to everyone anyways.
Happy holidays.
We love you. We love you. And we'll see you in a few. Or